Would face holders Rangers in the quarter-finals of the Tennant Scottish Cup. Hibs and Celtic drew 1-1 at Easter Road. Now highlights of tonight's fourth-round replay at Celtic Park. Celtic pretty much at full strength, apart from the absence of striker Pierre van Hooijdonk, who's on international duty, and they could afford to leave record signing Alan Stubbs on the bench. Hibs nowhere near full strength, and their ever-lengthening injury list meant a first top-team starting place for 17-year-old defender Stuart McCaffrey. Italian defender Enrico Annoni is still to play for Celtic. He wasn't signed in time to play tonight. The commentator is Jock Brown.
A fascinating Tennant Scottish Cup fourth-round replay. Celtic, the hottest of favourites, especially with Hibs being so savagely depleted in terms of personnel. With the arrival of Stuart McCaffrey into the side tonight, they've had 34 players on first-team duty this season. So a very important start to the match for the young Hibs defence, with Darren Dodds 21 and Stuart McCaffrey 17 in the heart of that defence. I think you can depend on Celtic to put them under some early pressure. Canio's pass, here's Jackie McNamara. Chris Jackson with a marking roll. Di Canio as McNamara goes forward. Excellent tackle by Willie Miller. Swift snapping tackle there, right on the byline. Chris Jackson there with Di Canio. You see now he picks up Di Canio as McNamara breaks. Turns outside there. Willie Miller's with him all the way. Two defenders out to face the two Celtic players. Di Canio to Donnelly. Back now with McStay. The block was by Wright. That's Tosh McKinley. Di Canio's onside. It's a great ball in. George Cadet flying in on that. He must have been inches away. Two great passes here. The first from Tosh McKinley. The second, first time in the volley from Paolo Di Canio. And just look how close Cadet was to that. "27 goals he scored this season. That's 8 more than the entire Hibs side playing in the Peel tonight. Bombs in the director's box. Grant to Harper. Darren Jackson. Willie Miller leaves this to Charnley. That's one for Keith Wright to chase. Kerr's committed. Showing good judgment again, the young goalkeeper. Clearly took the view that McNamara was in some trouble against the pace of Keith Wright. Well taken down by Charnley. Harper, too close to O'Donnell. Now Di Canio. Cadet makes a diagonal run, leaving space for Di Canio. Chris Jackson again, sticking so close to that task. He's conceded a foul. And it may be really bad news for Chris Jackson here, because the referee's gone for his book. Well, it certainly was a foul, but it seems to me to be the first foul he's committed in the match, and he's going to have a yellow card shown to him, which makes his marking chore now on Paolo Di Canio very difficult indeed. That's a foul, all right, there's no doubt about that. But was it worth a yellow card? That puts the referee, in my opinion, under severe pressure for every other foul that's committed in the match. Di Canio. Well claimed there by Leighton. Played in with swerve and pace. So he goes through that wall, but Leighton's positioning made that comfortable. Charnley watches Willie Miller make progress on the left. Back with Dodds. Good pass, Miller to Darren Jackson. Now Harper. Worth the effort. Good build-up play from Hibs. Perhaps a shade too far out to trouble Stuart Kerr seriously. But some fine play there in the build-up from Hibs. Good passing this, and Jackson's little layoff there at the path of Kevin Harper created the chance. Mackay had to be quick. That's a good pass from defence. Di Canio's layoff. Well, Chris Jackson clearly is troubling Di Canio enough at the moment to force one or two errors from the Italian player. This is Cadet. Breaking the ball falls for Di Canio again. That's Boyd. Well, a goal from Tom Boyd really would be a collector's item. Still to break his duck this season, and not known for goal scoring, that's for sure. But this is good play from Cadet. Di Canio was lucky initially to get a ricochet off Chris Jackson, but this pass is a good one into the path of Boyd. The shot sliced wide. Celtic in their familiar 4-4-2 pattern. Paul McStay and Peter Grant right in the centre. Some tough tackling going on there. Chip Charnley showing he's not too happy. Tom Boyd, well, he's going to be booked, because that is in fact his third foul that I can recall in the game. And referee Willie Young really has made a cross for himself by doing what he did with Chris Jackson earlier on. If he is going to be consistent, there could be an awful lot of bookings in this match. So Boyd is yellow carded. It's a late challenge flying in there on Darren Jackson. Miller to Jackson. Well halted by McNamara. O'Donnell now to Cadet. O'Donnell's pushed a long way forward here in this move for Celtic on the left-hand side. That too was being targeted by Paul McStay, but Brian Grant read that well for Hibs. Here's Harper. Well, that's great play by Harper. Very good play indeed by Harper. It really was electric in the turn there. And he left Malky Mackay for dead in a space of 5 yards. Well, this is fine play by Harper. Just look at the way he drives at Malky Mackay, sprints past him. Mackay thought about pulling him back there, then thought better of that wisely. Here's Darren Jackson now for Hibs, tackled well by McStay. Tie in the middle of the park there for McCaffrey, a little bit indecisive, putting Chris Jackson in some difficulty. That's O'Donnell. Jim Leighton has a word there with Stuart McCaffrey as Paul McStay goes down. An upward landing as he challenged Darren Jackson a moment ago. Grant picks out Rennick. Trying to get that ball over the top of Malky Mackay. It's a poor header out though. This is Harper. Darren Jackson. Miller. Keith Wright now. Trying to play that into that danger area between the defence and the goalkeeper. Didn't quite make it. McNamara breaks. Great little flick from Cadet. Knew exactly where Grant was. Now Di Canio. Well tackled by Grant. Chris Jackson held him up. Brian Grant made the tackle. Good defending again from Hibs. There's Charnley. Now Willie Miller. Chase here for Keith Wright, but he won't outpace Boyd for this. McNamara to Donnelly. Over the far side is McKinley in space. Paulo Di Canio is limping quite heavily over there. That's why McKinley didn't use him. Good challenge there by Miller. Fine play by Rennick. It's Darren Jackson. Now Grant. Good covering play by McNamara and Boyd. It's given away by McNamara. Charnley. Space in the far side this time for Rennick. Hibs becoming more and more confident as the game goes on. Darren Jackson was caught offside. must have been very tight. Anxious times these for Tommy Burns. Hibs have posed a problem which Celtic have yet to solve. Grant's header. Dodge doing well against Cadet. Di Canio, first time layoff was a good one. Once again, cover is there for Hibs. Charlie looking again to use the pace of Harper up front. Putting pressure on Boyd. Confident play by Boyd. Foul by Grant on Charlie. Once again, the advantage rule might have been applied. Darren Jackson was in the clear. Charlie's ball in. Challenge came from Rennick against McKinley. Well, this system allows Rennick on the right and Miller on the left to go pushing forward, supporting attacks. Di Canio reaches Cadet. Now Grant. That's for O'Donnell. Fine pass. Magnificent goal from O'Donnell. Jim Leighton comprehensively beaten by a clinical piece of finishing. What a goal by O'Donnell. The build-up was superb. Look at the contribution there, initially from Cadet, and then this inspired pass from Peter Grant. O'Donnell measured that right into the far corner. Celtic have made the breakthrough, and what a sense of relief is felt around the stadium among the Celtic supporters who've anticipated how difficult it's become to break down Hibs, but O'Donnell has done just that. Well, Phil O'Donnell scored the opener in the original tie at Easter Road. Hibs pegged it back. Well, Phil O'Donnell's run and his finishing, quite outstanding. But there's going to be a change made now. Now this clearly indicates some precaution being taken because Paul McStay is being replaced by Brian McLaughlin. Now that'll push McLaughlin, I'm sure, to the wide left, and Phil O'Donnell move one in to join Peter Grant in the heart of midfield. And that certainly will not do anything to stifle the contribution, I'm sure, of Phil O'Donnell, who loves to play in that central midfield position, support the front men. Charlie back to Chris Jackson. Jackson's onside. Chance here for Hibs. Taking too long on the ball. Darren Jackson allowed Boyd and Mackay to recover. It was a chance. It was a very fine pass. Here's Brian McLaughlin. Well, frequently criticised for his finishing. There's further evidence. Well, when the ball there was played over the top to Darren Jackson, had he been able to take that first time they stride, he would have right in and goal. He didn't manage that. Then he had to turn around and try to take on the defence himself. He had options to the left and right, but the ran out of time and space. McLaughlin. Cadet. Kenley's cross. Di Canio has support from McNamara. He has the inevitable footsteps of Chris Jackson right behind him. Now Grant. O'Donnell. Mopped up again by Leighton, but O'Donnell is as good a midfield player as in the country right now at driving at the heart of opposing defences. Charlie to Darren Jackson. This is Miller. Charlie always available in midfield. Harper. Tackled strongly there by McNamara. Harper's taken a knock. Simon Donnelly comes forward with McKinley free on the left-hand side. Di Canio's ahead of him. This is for McLaughlin. Tosh McKinley wants that played into the middle. Well, nowhere in the 6-yard box there to take advantage. There's going to be a hold up here for treatment to Kevin Harper. But Tosh McKinley played the pass, then sprinted into centre forward position, looking for this ball to be returned by Brian McLaughlin, who dwelt in the ball a little longer than McKinley wanted, and fired it across the face of goal. McNamara has help instantly there from O'Donnell. Collides there with Keith Wright. Phil O'Donnell, the man who has separated the sides at half-time with a stunning goal in 34 minutes. The pass delivered splendidly by Peter Grant from midfield after an excellent breakout from defence by Celtic. But Hibs have certainly posed plenty of problems in that first half. They grew in confidence as the game went on, and they're not out of this by any means at all. At half-time, Celtic 1, Hibs 0. There will be substantial interest, I'm sure, in the way in which Hibs have gone about the task of controlling Celtic's attacking thrusts. And it will be interesting to see what Celtic have perhaps done at half-time to change things. They have a lead, of course, provided by Phil O'Donnell's excellent goal. And here's George Cadet trying to make it 2. Well tackled by Dodds. Willie Miller earns a throw. Darren Dodds really has played well in the heart of that Hibs defence. They all have, in fact. Dodds, Chris Jackson, Stuart McCaffrey, Michael Rennick and Willie Miller, the full-backs. All competed very well indeed. Here's Di Canio against Chris Jackson. That little duel is continuing, obviously. Willie Miller concedes the corner. So Malky Mackay has stayed back with Tom Boyd. So no really tall men in that box for Celtic. Tosh McKinley with a shot. That's brilliantly saved. What a save by Leighton. This is whipped in with his left foot of Tosh McKinley, swerving away from the keeper. He's at full stretch for that. Well, that may turn out to be absolutely crucial. Leighton at his very best. That's McKinley. Out for Di Canio. McNamara plays it short inside for O'Donnell. McKinley comes again from the back. Well, he's got a taste for it tonight, Tosh McKinley. Well, that's at least 3 good attempts in goal I can recall from the fullback. And this one was kept down very well indeed, but it was much too straight at Jim Leighton this time. This is Brian Grant. Rennick to Charnley. Showed too much of that to Peter Grant. Cadet makes the run. Oh, it's fine play by Cadet. The angle closing all the time. Very difficult chance in the end. Jim Leighton forcing him wide. Good ball though from Peter Grant. Another fine pass. Darren Dodds going all the way with Cadet, and perhaps Jim Leighton got a reward there for going out. Boyd against Keith Wright. Now Brian Grant needs some help, has to go back. Charnley has Darren Jackson coming off the defence. Rennick looking for Wright. A foul given against Keith Wright for use of the arms. The ball's in the air. Quick free kick for Celtic. Here's McLaughlin. Di Canio. He's forced to do most things in a hurry tonight by Chris Jackson. This is Cadet. Di Canio again. Oh, that's a stunning goal by Di Canio. He's escaped the clutches of Chris Jackson at last. Oh, what a finish. Well, they got a little bit of luck here. This is him checking inside. Chris Jackson driving on the defence again. He plays the ball here for Cadet now. Cadet stood the ball virtually, brought back for Di Canio, but this was magnificent play from Paolo Di Canio. And from behind the goal, from behind here, you see it better as it's powered in here into the top corner, away from Leighton, who had no chance at all. What a goal by Paolo Di Canio. Goal number 2. Leighton was helpless. Canio's layoff. Grant to O'Donnell. Cadet is off on a run. Dodds is quick enough to match him, I think. Cadet sidesteps indeedly. Gone for a throw-in. George Cadet matched all the way in the run by Darren Dodds. Dodds knew that pass was coming. Dodds was going with him all the way, but then a little change of pace and slide of foot there by Cadet gave him the space to attempt that shot at the narrow angle. Grant. Well, Celtic won't be too unhappy at the fact the game has really dropped a standard or so since the second goal. Pace 2 has dropped a bit, but with that 2-goal cushion, Celtic will be relaxed, and Tom's trying to make it 3. Very powerful striker of the ball with both feet, Andrews Tom. And this is a difficult opportunity. Bit of chest control first, then the left foot volley dipping. O'Donnell to Grant. Foul by Keith Wright on Grant, off the ball, preventing his run. Di Canio to Tom, a great chance for Celtic. Di Canio again. Jim Leighton once more to Hibs rescue. We've heard that story many, many times in the last 3 years. And this was set up brilliantly by the first-time layoff from Di Canio. That wasn't expected. Powerful shot was. Leighton made the block. Jack sneezed out of that by McKinley. Here's Tom. O'Donnell influential again in the middle of the field. Oh, great play by Di Canio. That's McNamara's cross. And Brian McLaughlin could have finished that off in real style had he found the net. A bit of showboating, no question about that from Di Canio, but how it was appreciated by the huge Celtic crowd. Turning inside Chris Jackson, and that's right into the path of the running figure of Jackie McNamara. And this just required a precise volley from McLaughlin. Great layoff by Di Canio. This is McLaughlin. Di Cadet. No question of offside either. Darren Dodds was quickly there. With the respect shown between these two players. McLaughlin's pass, a layoff from Di Canio. Cadet made the diagonal run again, followed by Darren Dodds. There's Grant again. Tom stepping away from Charlie. Space now to advance into. That's for Cadet. I really cannot think of a striker in Scotland right now who makes runs like that to get so many shots at goal. Well, that's why, of course, he scored 27 times this season. Tom knew he could expect a run from Cadet. Look at the change of pace there to move away from Stuart McCaffrey, and the shot well wide in the end. Here goes Di Canio. Turning right into Willie Miller. Support play from Grant. Space and time for Tom. The block was made by Darren Dodds. Came across the box very quickly indeed, but he's going to be booked for the tackling Cadet a few moments ago. Good ball in from Grant. The whole Hibs defence exposed there, but Dodds made the block. McNamara. Good play from the wide position there. Grant set up here for McNamara. Cadet. Now McLaughlin. Well, Well, Cadet just out of step there when the ball arrived from McNamara. Slipped away from him. McLaughlin had no real power in that. Good header by O'Donnell. That's Cadet down to Grant. McLaughlin with a chance to take on Rennick. He has help from McKinley on the outside. That came off the head of Cadet, did it? Or off McCaffrey? The referee says the Hibs defender. Tosh McKinley made it possible for McLaughlin to go inside on his weaker foot, the right. And McCaffrey threw himself in front of that. 7 minutes left, 2-0 to Celtic. Di Canio's corner. Mackay's header! Oh, straight into the midriff of Leighton. Good powerful header this though by Malky Mackay. Hasn't come up for them all, but that's a good effort. Charnley. Keith Wright telling him to hold the pass, but Darren Jackson's through the middle. A chance here for Hibs. Here's Jackson. Forced to go wide. Well, the goalkeeper Stuart Kerr did very well indeed there, forcing Jackson wide after he outpaced the Celtic defence on that pass from Chick Charnley. Brave play, quick play by Darren Jackson. Stuart Kerr stayed up, forcing him to the byline from where he could do little damage. Jackson against McKinley. Harper showed himself well up front. Keith Wright. Jackson. Now Rennick. Charnley eased off the ball by Cadet, but it broke kindly for Hibs. Here's Cameron. It would have been a free kick, I think. The referee indicated advantage there. Jackson had nowhere to go. He tries again. This time fouled by McLaughlin. Shooting chance for Chick Charnley, perhaps. Darren Jackson also over the ball. So we're in the final minute of the match here as Charnley lets fly. Well, we know more than Hibs deserve for the contribution they made to this tie tonight. But that must be, I think, the last real effort from Hibs. Stuart Kerr scots it over the top. Jim Duffy on the left, Tommy Burns on the right. Jim Duffy still urging his men on. Tommy Burns looks calm enough. He knows the tie is now surely won. McLaughlin in a tangle there with Miller, but the final whistle goes. Hibs made it very difficult indeed for Celtic. It took 2 goals of rare quality to win this tie. Phil O'Donnell the first in 34 minutes after a terrific pass from Peter Grant. And then in the second half, inspired play from Paolo Di Canio for the second goal in 55 minutes. One of the few times he managed to escape the clutches of his man marker Chris Jackson, who really dug in very well indeed, especially after being booked so early in the match. He acquitted himself very well indeed, but the power of Celtic in the end was too much, and they go through the quarter-final where they'll face Rangers in 8 days' time. Celtic 2, Hibernian 0.
Tommy, first of all, what news of Paul McStay?
Well, what he got dropped was a thump on the side of the knee, which I think touched on a nerve, made his leg go dead for a while. And basically we just took him off as a precaution. It was very painful at the time and he couldn't get any feeling in it. But it's starting to feel a bit better now, so hopefully it's not too bad.
You think he'll be all right for the weekend?
Yeah, we're hopeful, yeah.
Over the piece tonight, Hibs made it very difficult for you early on. Were you pleased with the way your team overcame that?
Yeah, I was pleased because, the one thing we done was, we kept trying to pass the ball. And we knew because they were man marking our front two, it would be a question of trying to pick the right opportunity to make a forward run. Phil O'Donnell showed a perfect example of that in the first half, getting through. We got a great reverse pass with Peter Grant, scored the goal. And I think the second half we got through maybe half a dozen times where we should possibly have made more of the opportunities.
The idea of man marking Paolo Di Canio quite so strictly hasn't been tried too often in the past. How does he react to that?
Well, I think he showed tonight how he reacts to it. He's got an insatiable appetite to get on the ball. He'll no hide from anything. If he's going to have a bad game, Di Canio will have a real bad game because he just keeps looking for the ball all the time. And that's a great quality to have.
Now, I know before the game tonight you wouldn't even contemplate the quarter-final tie. Now you're facing Rangers with these two big crunch games coming up. What's the mood in the camp looking forward to that?
Well, I think these are games that everybody wants to play in. And I think you don't want to start talking about these things until you're genuinely there in the draw with them. And I think now we can look forward to that. We've got two big games coming up against Rangers. We've got everything to prove because we've not proved ourselves in the games we've played against them before. Certainly played well in a lot of the games, but tripped ourselves up in the most recent one, giving away a silly goal at the end. So hopefully we can go one better in the next two games.
Celtic Rangers next Thursday. John, was there ever any chance tonight of Celtic losing?
No, I thought Hibs played it tight for the first 20 minutes. They changed the system, went to a back three and picked up man for man, Cadetti and Di Canio. But after the first 20 minutes, when Celtic started to get on top, they got the goal, and I thought Celtic were always comfortable, and I thought they were worthy winners.
Murdo, how did Hibs do, bearing in mind that there were maybe 2 or 3 players short of what would be a first-choice selection?
Well, they've had a hard match on Sunday against Rangers, and I think, again, going to Celtic Park tonight, it was possibly our last chance to go and have a wee bit of glory this season. But they worked away really hard tonight, put Celtic under slight pressure. Hibs had a fair deal of possession, but I think it was deep in their own half. They're never really going to go and challenge. They didn't look very much like scoring tonight. Darren Jackson had the chance near the end, but apart from that, there wasn't a great deal in it.
Let's look at the goals first, John. Goal 1, and the man who was sitting alongside you on Saturday night with a defence-splitting pass, Peter Grant.
Yeah, well, I told him Saturday night he'd need to get forward more and make a few reverse passes to Phil O'Donnell, and he did that tonight, and it's a great finish. I thought Phil O'Donnell had taken it too early, but when you finish like that, I don't think I'm the man to lecture on finishing the ball off.
He's played, sadly, so little for Celtic, Phil O'Donnell, but if he gets a run, he's really some player, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's the best kind Scotland have got. People getting in the box and making great penetrating runs, and he showed there that he could finish, and I think if he can stay fit, Celtic have got a really good asset.
Murdo, the Di Canio goal was something special. Pure Paulo.
Well, that's right. All season for Celtic, it's been Cadet, it's been the diamond in the pack. But look at this goal. He's picked the ball up just over the halfway line, and they usually run straight at any defence. I think that's a wee work move from the training ground, that wee back heel with Cadetti there. But what a magnificent strike. It's things like that that turns the game completely for Celtic. It's like Louder for Rangers can turn a goal out of nothing, and here we are.
He scores his fair share of goals, doesn't he?
He does, but again he sets up a lot of chances as well. But this one here, people were saying that he doesn't score a lot of goals from distances. But that strike tonight, Jim Leighton's had a good match tonight, but he had no chance with it.
John, let's have a look at some of the Di Canio skill. He's a great entertainer, but he also has passion for the club, which Tommy Burns loves.
Yeah, as Peter Grant was saying Saturday night, he's a great trainer, and he's got a great appetite for training, and he trains when he's not really fit. But I was really disappointed in this one, to be honest, because I think when you see it running on, McNamara had to check his stride. But this is a great little touch, but this is the things that the fans want, and it bring people in. They pay money to see that.
Maybe if you got white boots, you could do that. No, maybe not.
Maybe I've got some ability, I could do that.
Murdo, the Darren Jackson chance, it was a real good one for Hibs to pull a goal back, wasn't it? Maybe Darren took the wrong choice here.
Well, I think you're talking about two players that played really well for Hibs tonight, Charnley and Darren Jackson. You look at Chick here, good vision, but there's Darren, set off on a good run. He was brave here because Malky Mackay's, which nearly caught him in the face. I think just instead of going round the goalkeeper, Darren could maybe taken his chance of putting the ball away first time. I think the chance was lost as soon as he went by the goalkeeper. Stuart Kerrs did really well, pushed him wide, and Darren's not got a chance to stop, so he's got to try and take it first time. The chance was lost. But again, as I say earlier on, that was about the main chance he had tonight.
John, Jim Duffy thought Chick Charnley was man of the match. He certainly, I think, was Hibs' best player, wasn't he? Some great vision.
Yeah, I thought he did very well tonight. He's very influential in Hibs midfield. But I thought Stuart McCaffrey, for his first game, 17-year-old, I thought he acquitted himself quite well. But I think there's no doubt in my mind that Paulo Di Canio was the man of the match. He entertained and he scored a wonderful goal. But I thought Chick Charnley did play well tonight.
Must be a bit frustrating, Murdo, for Jim Duffy. He's made a few changes, but he can't really make a major overhaul to the team till the end of the season, can he?
Well, he's brought in 3 or 4 new players of his own, but he's ended up getting 1 or 2 of them have been out injured, and Pat McGinley's out suspended. He was a miss again tonight. But the thing being for Jim, he just keeps on battling away till between now and the end of the season, get results, and then he can possibly start next season, change things around the way he wants it to be changed.
John, it's an Old Firm quarter-final now. Most would guess, I suppose, that the Cup is Celtic's best chance of landing some silverware this season.
Yeah, I think so. I think the home advantage is an advantage that they'll have, but they haven't been doing so great at Celtic Park against Rangers recently. Well, they haven't done so great against them anywhere recently, so they'll be looking to get a great result in there and then take it on to the league game, which I think follows hard on its heels.
There's not much doubt, Murdo, that Celtic going forward are sometimes awesome, but defensively, Tommy Burns is obviously well aware he still has a lot to do.
Well, he's proved that this week by going out and signing another centre-half, and Stubbs has been sitting on the bench, so obviously he's not content with the way they've been defending in games. And a lot of the games, Celtic will have 98% of the ball, but if the other team makes a wee half chance, and if you pay the penalty if you don't score against Celtic or Rangers, if you get a wee half chance, you've got to take it.
OK, John Murdo, thanks a lot.